Good evening, guys. Welcome you all for the day 2 session. Let's wait for a few more minutes so that others can join. Guys, people asking for registration link, all those things will be shared with you. And if you want to find the registration link, it is there in the thumbnail itself. The video's thumbnail have the registration link. If you want, you can just go back and check the registration link in the thumbnail itself. You will get it there. Okay. Or else you may need to wait till the end of the session. Registration link or the Telegram group link, everything will be shared at the end of the session. Okay. In between, I believe you will not ask me anything. Okay. Good. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Let us wait for a few more minutes. People are slowly joining. Just hold on, guys. Guys, if you have any doubts in yesterday's session, like any small doubts in yesterday's session, you can ask me before let others join. I'll explain your doubts. Small doubts. Don't make something big, right? Don't ask what is Python. Don't ask what is tell me everything about everything. No, don't just ask me few questions. If it is very small queries or small doubts which you have missed something yesterday, you can ask me. That may go for another 15 minutes. We'll have a recap of yesterday's. If you have any doubts, we can have it. Or else, like, we'll proceed further with the day 2 session. Any small doubts also, please don't hesitate. But like, make sure it is a small doubt. Don't ask me the entire topic. Don't make it general, right? Explain the entire topic I want to know. No? Just ask me a small doubts, whatever you have, so that I'll try to explain you that. Okay. Still people are asking for links. I don't know, like why people are asking me in Telegram and WhatsApp. They're send me the link. I don't know why. Okay. Yes, if you have any doubts, please chat in the chat box. I'll explain the doubts. Division versus flow division. I'll do that. We don't use printf in Python. No, there is no printf in Python, Shamila. We have only print in Python. Okay, good. How to exercise files that we sent in Telegram. Division versus flow division, I'll tell you. Float to integer conversion is showing error. No, it will not show any. Ankesh, right? Ankesh, I don't think so it will show. Okay, I'll tell you that, don't worry. One question please. Yes, Sandeep. A is that, B is that, and A plus B, I'm getting syntax error, why is so? Please let me know. Okay. So you're okay, I'll tell you that. Let me go to day one, because since it is day one's doubts that you have, let me put it here only. Okay, someone asked me for flow division and division, right? So first let me explain you that what is the flow division and division. So when I say A and B as A as 5 and B as 2, and if I'm going to print it using a normal division, this is normal division. Okay, I think who asked me that? Someone asked me. Okay, Vamsi, I hope you're listening. Okay. So when I say print A divide B, this is a normal division. When I do a normal division, I'll be getting a floating point answer, right? So even though it is these two values are integer values, when I do a normal division, this is normal division, I'll be getting floating point value, that is 2.5, right? But if at all I'm going to do a float division, right? If I'm going to do the same process, but with the help of float division, I'll be getting integer value. The values will be rounded off to 2, right? You will not get anything 2 point something. No, you will not get that. You will be just getting only 2. Okay, I hope you got it. And Sandeep has asked a question. Let me do that as well. What is that? Let me take the same example. Sandeep has given some example. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 2 4. Okay, and then B, what is that? 0 0. Okay, so how can you give 0 0 like this, Sandeep? Like 0 0, like any leading 0 is not what considered. I think that's the reason why it is showing you error, right? So you can see that when I say 0 0 and when I say 9 2 3 8, when I run this code itself, you will be getting a, it is saying invalid token. It is because you have two leading zeros before any value, right? So if you have 0 before any value, that will definitely throw an error, because 0 before any value is invalid. That is the reason it's throwing, Sandeep. Error is not because of addition. Error is because of you are initializing a value with two zeros before. Float to integer conversion, it should not throw any error, guys. It will not throw any error. Let me show you, right? So let me say 123, and then let me try to convert it to int of A, and let me try to print B. Right, it is showing 123. Float to integer conversion, it will not throw any error. Don't worry. Okay, just check what you have done there properly. Okay. Rahul Reddy, that is not exercise what I have sent yesterday. It is the file. It is an IPython file, IPONB file that can be opened only when you have Jupyter Notebook. Okay. If you don't have Jupyter Notebook, you will not get that. What else? What is the use of is not identity? Okay. Excuse me. Let me take that. Identity operator, right? In, not in, is, and is not, right? So when I say is operator will check for the ID of any variable, right? So it will take the ID of any variable, right? So ID means the address of any variable. So it will check whether the ID, the address of number 1, the address of number 2 is same. If it is same, it will throw you true. If it is false, it will throw you false. Simple. Ashok, we don't have printf here, Ashok. We have only print here. Okay. Library means like lot of modules which is available or made ready for Python where you can use it, right? For example, like when I use any built-in methods, like this built-in methods are stored inside a library. It's a package kind of thing. Okay. So if at all you're from Java, you call it as package, and here you call it as module or libraries. Okay. Is it important to learn? If you feel it is not important to learn, it's up to you. Couple, I'll let you know when I'm going to start. Couple, I'm totally engaged. Like another batch, they're asking for me to start again from the basic. I don't know, like this month totally it'll go with only with basic. Probably next month I may start with object-oriented programming in Python, right? So people want to register yourself in object-oriented Python. I'll let you know. I'll give the link on the last day, right? So I have a separate plan for doing object-oriented programming in Python. That's very important to start with any advanced topics in Python. So I'll do a separate session on object-oriented programming in Python. You can join in that. Okay. Int object is not iterable means. Vithi, why do you ask this question here? Int object is not iterable means. I'll tell you, right? If int means it's just one value, iterable means when I can go again and again, right? I can go inside and take the value again and again. Int is not an object, right? It is not iterable at all. It is just one value. When I have more than one value, then I can go and iterate it. String is iterable because I have more than one characters. Combination of more than one character. That's the reason why, like, you can iterate through a string. String is an iterable object, but where an int is not an iterable object, we have only one value. That's the reason. Okay, we cannot use scanf. No, I don't understand. Why do you require? Will you ask the same question? Can I use scanf and printf in Java? Now, if I'm going to ask the same question to you, can I use scanf and printf in Java? Is it like something sounds good, or can I use print in C? Avoid these kind of questions, guys. Have some sensible question. Yes, Kapil, I know many of them are waiting, but I know I'll try to start it. Hash is used for single line comment. You're right. Good evening, Sarah. Jupyter Notebook still not able to access it. I'll teach you how to do it after the session completes. Okay, another 2 minutes. I'll start the session. Just to give me 2 minutes, I'll start the session. I'll just try to answer some important questions, silly doubts. Definitely, I'll ignore. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for answering that. Briefly tell about slicing. Slicing means what? Who asked for that? Slicing. Shaik, slicing means, right, part of it. See, if I take a banana, and if it's the banana, what you will do? You will take a knife and slice it, right? A portion of it. You're going to take a portion of it. Like that, I can take a portion of a string, a substring from it. That's the reason why it is called as slicing. I can take a portion from it. Okay. Docker is framework of, which is irrelevant here. Don't ask me questions which is irrelevant. Ask me only which is relevant here. I don't understand why you're asking for Docker here. Rohit, is that important to ask Docker? Stop asking this many times. Okay, Ravi Shankar asked what is ID and what is type. Okay, good question. ID will give you the address of it, and type will provide you the type of any value, right? Let me give you that. Let me create a. See, if it is a relevant question, definitely I'll answer, right? Now here, when I say print ID of A, so when I say print ID of A, it will print the ID of it. That is the address or the location where it is stored. And when I say print type of A, the type of A is integer. The ID of A is this is the address of it, and the type of A is integer. It is something relevant to, like, if at all you are from C background, we call it as address, right? Where you store the value, we call it as address. But here we call it as ID. Okay, good. Okay. Are there keywords in Python? What kind of question is that, Madhuri? I don't understand. I don't understand. I unable to understand a question. Another 2 minutes. We'll wait. Memory management. See, memory management, it is by default. We don't have to manage it. Python has its own memory management. Like in C, we don't have to go and remove or allocate the memory. It is dynamic. Everything is dynamically allocated here. As far as Python is concerned, the values whichever I am giving, the values memory will be allocated dynamically as per my requirement. Okay. Why we need to program these simple things or all? I don't understand. You're asking a question. That question is irrelevant, or I'm unable to understand. So what about memory management? Just now I said, please appoint moderators to block these. Yes, I have already appointed, right? Someone also yesterday asked me to make him as an I forgot his name totally. Hafisa, I don't mind, but there are a lot of people who minds it. So you can go and watch my day one session. It is very much available in my YouTube channel. Don't worry, you can go and watch my YouTube channel. and it is not required to know yesterday's class to know today's class. Don't worry about it. Okay, Vamsi, we need to wait for this because I'm going to I'm here to take, right, I'm here to take that. What is the use of in and not in membership operator? Shaikh already explained in and not in. In means whether this substring is in that superstring. That is what in is. Like if I say Sam in Samuel, yes, it is true because SAM is a character, Samuel is a string. So I'll find whether SAM is present inside that. That is what in and not in is. I'm going to tell you in input and all. Don't worry. Yes, yes, Chandan, I'm going to start. And yesterday someone asked me to make him as an I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Someone texted me yesterday, but I missed it. I don't know where is that. Yeah, I'm starting, guys. I'm starting, guys. Just 1 minute. Just hold on for a minute. I'm going to start. Okay, 1 minute. Sanjay, I'm not sure. Sanjay is there. Just Sanjay, if you're there, just give me a hi. Sanjay, if you're there, just give me a hi. Okay, I'm starting. If Sanjay, once you come, just give me a hi. Okay. Okay, Rahul, you said that, right? Okay. Rohit, you may need to wait. I'm yet to start about list. I don't know why you are going very much advanced. Okay, good. So today we are going to see how to get input and all the collection data types. So hereafter I'm not going to start, I'm not going to see any of your queries. I'm going to start the session because we are running out of time already, right? So let me explain you how to get input. I'm going to tell you the input function, how to use input function. That's what we are going to see now. Input function in Python, right? So as the name suggests, input function is just input, that's all, right? Here in Python it's very simple. Like most of the functions or most of the methods what we use have some relevant names. Okay, always have some relevant names. Okay, fine, Sanjay, I made you as moderator, right? There are 3 other moderators here. I think they'll take care of it. Okay, so input function helps me to get input like this. I'll say input A. So input function helps me to get input and that will be stored inside a variable, right? And these variables here, whatever we use here is all of type, excuse me, all are of type string, right? So whatever input you give, that will be stored only as string by default. By default, all the variables, right, whatever I give will be storing the value, right? So let me say val assign input and then say prints val, right? So it will be asking me for to or asking me to get the input. Let me say 10, and this 10 what I get here is not of type integer. This will be of type string, right? So to see that whether it is what is the type of it, I'll be using the function called as type. So let me say type of val. Let me give values 1 2 3 4, right? So but it is of type string. Input method, or sorry, input function by default gets any input and stores it in the form of string. If at all I want my value to be converted, or if I want a value to be stored in my specific type in which I require it, I'll be going for typecasting, right? So this by default takes integer. Now what I can do is I'll just say if I want to make my value to be as integer, I'll typecast it, right? So without typecasting I can do it, right? So here let me say 10 and I say class enter. Okay, So when I typecast my value, my 10 will become as integer, will be stored as integer, but by default everything will be stored as string, right? And if I want my value to be stored as what, float, I'll say float. You with me? So let me say 12.34, the value will be stored as float. But by default your input will store the value in the format of string. Okay, good. So let me tell you one more thing. People from other programming background like C or C++, if at all you want to get input, before to that, like you will be giving some input, please enter the value, like that, right? So you would have seen like enter the value. For that you will be using a print statement. But here in Python, it is not required for to give a print statement. It is very simple. What you can do, inside the input statement itself, I can say enter the value. When I run this code, you can see enter the value. Let me say 12. Right? So enter the value. Right? It is giving you information. Right? Within the whatever information that you want to give, that you can give it within the input function itself. You with me, guys? Okay. So this is how you get input. I just want to give some. Good. Raw input, it is there in 2.0, right? In 3.0 raw input is not required, just input, right? So whatever I'm talking, the functions or whatever the terminology that I'm using, it is basically for 3.0 and above, right? It is not for what your 2. If it is 2.0, I'll be using raw input. Here it is not required. Okay. Good, guys. I think I've given float also. Don't ask me for everything. Give float, give integer, give character. I'm not going to give that. I've given example. So I'm just ignoring all those questions and I'm moving further, right? So now let us go ahead and see how to. I think I've given print and all. Yesterday itself given. I think one thing I didn't give about print. End, right? I'll give that, right? So by default your values will be printed in the next line, right? By default your values will be printed in the next line. Well, let me take it. Let me say val1, that is 10, val2, let it be, let me get input only, right? Let me say, I'll say int input, I'll say float input, and let me say val3 input. By default it is string, so I don't have to typecast it. Okay. Now if I say I'm going to print, I'll say print val1, I'll say print val2, and if I say print val3, right? So I'm printing 3 values. See what happens. Let me say 10, 23.4, and let me give Samuel. Now you can see the values are printed in the next line by default, because print statement by default it goes to the next line. It prints the value and goes to the next line by default, right? You don't have to give anything. But if I don't want the values to be printed in the new line by default, I'll be using a attribute called as end. So this end, by default, the default value of end is /n, and if I don't want a /n, I want my values to be printed with space, I just give end assign space. Now what happens here, instead of printing the values in new line, right? Instead of printing the values in new line, you can see that here, right? The values by default print in the new line, like because print by default takes new line. If I give space here, you can see the values. Let me give 12.3 and then say Samuel. You can see the values are printed with spaces, because when I say end and then whatever I give here, that will be my delimiter, right? That will be my delimiter, right? You with me? So if I say that's my delimiter, my values will be printed with that space, right? Space here and space here, right? And if I want the values to be printed with a tab space, I'll just give /t here. And let me run it. Let me say 10, 12.3. Then you can see the values are printed with /t, right? So by default my end is /n. By default my end is /n. If I want to change it, I can change it here. Okay. So let us go ahead and see collection data types. All your queries and questions will be answered in that, right? Some people are asking for all other things which is which will be answered now, right? List, tuple, all those things will be answered now. Collection data types. So we have four types of collection data types. I'm going to tell that one by one. I'm sorry. So we have list, tuple, set, and dictionary, which will be named as Dict. Okay, that I'll let you know what is that. Okay, so these are the four things that I'm planning for today. I hope you will stop asking me questions like give me example with 1, give me example with 2, what is 1 plus 2, what is 2 plus 3. I believe you will stop asking these kind of questions. Okay, so I don't want to see those kind of questions. Okay, so we are going to see list, tuple, set, and dictionary. All these are collection data types which helps you in storing data, right? If I want to store some continuous data, if I want to store more than one data in a variable, I can store only one data. But if I want to store some continuous data, or if I want to store some combination of data, I may need to go for all these collection data types, right? So one among this is list. This is one of the very most often used collection data type in Python. So let us go ahead and see what is list and how to use them. Let me go ahead and say list. Okay, now list is one of the collection data type. It is mutable, means I can change my data whenever it is required. The data inside the list are mutable and it can be, right, it can be modified whenever it is required. I can modify my data as per my requirement. Now when I say list, how will I create a list? To create a list, right, to create a list I'll be using let me say my lst and then bracket. So this is a empty list, right? This is a empty list. When I say empty list, I am not storing anything here. Okay, I'm not storing anything here. It is an empty list. To create a list, I'll be using bracket, right? So for every for every collection data type, we have a separate thing to use. But for list, we'll be using bracket, right? So if I want to create a list, I'll be using bracket, and that will be stored inside object called as mylst. Now here in Python, everything is of type object. You say val or assign 10 or val assign 30. All these things will be considered as object rather than you call it as variable. For your convenience, I'm calling this as variable, but this should be called as list. Okay, this should be called as list. You with me, guys? Okay, sorry, this should be called as object. I'm sorry. So there is nothing called as variable in Python. Everything is of type objects. Okay, even your integer or character, whatever you give, that will be of type object. Good. So let us go ahead. So when I say my list and when I say this, it is of type it will be created of type list, and I've not stored anything there. This is an empty list. Let us see how to create a list of values. When I say like this, I can say 12, 23, 34, 78, 90. Right? These are my datas. I can store some continuous data in my list. So if I say I want to print, I'll say my list. Oh, 1 minute. Right. So your data are stored. When I'm printing, also you can see it is getting printed with the help of bracket. So whenever any data that is getting printed with the help of bracket, that is said to be list. Okay. So any data or any information that is printed within bracket, that is said to be list. Okay. You with me, guys? Good. Now, is that like I can store only integer or I can store anything? I can store any data, right? So let me say my names, or I can say name list, and then let me store some names. Right? So these are the 4 names that I'm trying to store it here inside a list. Right? So if I'm trying to print it, I'll say name list, your data are getting printed, right? And this is an ordered collection of data. When I say ordered collection of data, whatever data you give, in whichever order it is given, the data will be stored in the same order. It will be stored in the same fashion. Okay, you can store your data in the same fashion, right? So that whatever in whatever order it is getting stored, the same order it is whatever order whatever order it is getting initialized, the same order it will get stored, and it will also get printed. You with me, guys? Okay, good. Now one more question may arise: can I have some combination of data, right? Let me say combi list. Yes, I can have an integer, a float, and then a string, and then a complex, right? So whatever data you give, that will get stored, right? It doesn't matter. But whereas like when you talk when I talk about other programming language, it is almost like some people say, well, compare this list with arrays, right? When you say arrays can store only same type of data. When I say int arr, I can store only integer. When I say float arr, I can store only float values. But wherein list can store different types of values, different combination of values, because your data's whatever is getting stored, that will get memory will get allocated for those datas during the runtime. So here everything, whatever data you give, the data will get stored during the runtime, right? So no need to worry about it. Everything will be allocated as per the requirement, right? When some data comes, that will be stored as per its requirement. You with me, guys? Okay, good. So I can store single type of data, I can store multiple type of data, that doesn't matter, right? You with me, guys? Okay, good. So let us go ahead and see how to access these data. If at all I want to access these data in the particular position, how will I access it? That is what I'm going to tell you, right? So to access any data, I'll be using indexing, right? So let us go ahead and see indexing and slicing here, right? Indexing and slicing is also there here in indexing and slicing, right? So indexing and slicing, we have seen in yesterday's session that in string, the same indexing and slicing can be implemented here as well, right? So let me tell you how to use indexing. And here also we have both positive and negative indexing, right? So if I want to access any value from here, right? So if I want to access any value from here, indexing starts from again from 0, right? As everyone knows, indexing starts from 0. It goes from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, right? So if I want to fetch the value 1, right? At index 1, I'll be getting 34 because this is 0, this is 1, this is 2 like that. Okay, so this is your positive indexing. This is your positive indexing. Now when I say negative indexing, yes, we can also go for negative indexing, as we went in string. We also have negative indexing here. But here people those who didn't attend yesterday's class, please listen carefully because this is something new for you, right? And indexing is obviously it is not new because we have used this indexing in your arrays in C, C++, Java and all the same way, right? So the indexing starts from 0 and goes till n, right? 1 before n, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, okay? And when I say negative indexing, it starts from behind, that is 90, that is negative indexing, minus 1, right? And then this is minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, right? So this can be, this will come from behind, right? When I say minus 1, it will print 90. So when I say minus 3, it will print 56. When I say minus 5, it will print 12. So this is your minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. I'm talking about the location. This is called as negative indexing. Okay. Fine, guys. So we have seen both positive indexing and negative indexing. Let us see slicing, right? As we have seen slicing, like if I want to take a portion of value, right, I'll be going for slicing. Here also slicing, like it takes 3 values, that is start, stop before, and then step, right? Start, stop before and step. These are the 3 things that takes position in your slicing, right? So let me take the same example. So if I want 34 and 56 or 34, 56 and 78, how will I give? I have to start. Where I have to start? This is 0 and this is 1. I have to start from 1 and where I have to go 1, 2, 3, right? I have to stop at 3, then I have to give 4 here because it is going to stop 1 before. Got it? When I have to stop at location 3, I have to give 4 because I'm stopping 1 before. Okay, and then finally I'll give the step. How I want to step? I want to step 1 by 1, I want to step 2 2, or I want to step 3 3, right? So let me give 1 here, and this are optional. The step is optional. If I don't give also, no problem, right? So when I give here, it is starting from 34 go till 78. Okay, you with me, guys? Okay, good. Right, so 1 till 4, and if I want to go step, I can use step based on your requirement, right? So let me give one more example and give you step. So let me give an example. Say 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 and 10, right? So let me start from 0. I'm going to start from 0 and I'm going to go till end, right? The end is 10, I believe, right? Yes. And let me say 1. So when I say I'm going to start from 0, go till 10, that is from 0 to 9 it will go, at 10 it will stop, and print all the values by stepping 1. Stepping 1 means from 1, next step is 2, next step is 3, next step is 4, like that. Okay, let me run this. You're getting all the values. But when I want to say I want to step by 2, when I say I want to step by 2, I'll give 2 here, and you can see the answer here. It is 1 3 5 7 and 9. Why is that? From 1 I'm stepping 2, that is 3. From 3 I'm stepping to, that is 5, right? And I'm sorry. And from 5 I'm stepping to, it is 7. From 7 I'm stepping to, it is 9, and beyond that I cannot go, right? To print 1 3 5 7 and 9. So this is what step 2 is. And if I say step 3, what you will get? 1 4 7 and 10, because from 1 I'm stepping 4, sorry, I'm stepping 3, that goes to 4, and from 4 stepping 3 it goes to 7, 3 steps it goes to 10, right? You with me, guys? Hope you got this, guys, right? So if I say 1, it's going to print everything. If I say 2, it's going to print alternate values. If I say 3, it will print the third values every time, right? So this is what indexing and slicing. Like if I want to access any index, I can access and then I can slice. With the help of indexing, I can also change my values, right? How will I change my value with the help of indexing? That is what I'm going to show you now, right? So when I say indexing and I want to change the value, let me say my list and then say 5. At the location 5, let me give 100. So as I said already, list is mutable. It means that I can go and modify my values at any point of time. There is no problem at all, right? Right? So let me try to print this after changing. I'll say my list. Now you can see every value is printed. Now here suddenly it becomes 100 because I'm saying change my 5th location value to 100. That is what it means, right? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5th location will be changed to 100. That is what I'm doing. So I can modify my data since it is mutable. You with me, guys? Okay, hope you understood, guys. Fine. Okay, so this is what I want to tell about indexing and slicing. Let us go ahead and see some methods, right? So as far as Python is concerned, list have totally 11 methods, and I'm going to explain you every method. Don't ask me between. I'm going to explain you all the methods, because when the whatever questions that you asked before will be answered, I would have been answered as of now, right? So I want everyone to listen carefully. Ravi Shankar, okay, I'll explain that. It is 10 is included, Ravi Shankar. Can you see that? Why should it not include 10, Ravi Shankar? It is 0. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 10. Correct? When I say 10, it is 0 to 9, Ravi Shankar. It is not 0 to 10. It is 0 to 9. It is 0 to 9. Okay? Fine. Okay. So let me tell you about what I was talking about. Okay, let me talk about the methods that are available in list. So I want everyone to listen carefully. Harshil, you are wasting my time. If you want to test and see with so many values and records, go and test it. This is not the time for asking that. So let us check the methods that are available in what? List, right? There are various methods that are available in list. Okay. Guys, I've muted my chat. I cannot see any of your chats. Okay, so because I'm getting distracted because of your chats. I'm totally closing the chat because all these all your questions will be answered. Where to insert, how to add a value. I already said, please be patient till I complete. I'm saying that I have 11 methods to explain you. All these methods will explain you what is what. So please be patient and listen. Don't be in a hurry. Don't jump and say, ask for what is that, what is this. Everything will be explained. Don't worry. I'm going to explain every method. So let us start with append method, right? There's a method called as append. I'll tell you how this method works and what is the use of this method. Okay. Let me take an example. Let me take this. Whatever I am going to explain you, whatever methods that I am going to explain you, that holds good for all type of data. Sir, you did for integer, what about float, what about string, what about character, what about complex, everything is same. All these method will work for all type of data types. Don't ask me to give example for every data type. Let me give for integer and you try for all other data types. Right? You try for all other data types. You are free, feel free to ask any type. You use any type and you check any type and don't ask me to give for each and everything. Okay, good. So let us start. Oh my god. 1 minute. Guys, you're able to see my view. I think it's getting disconnected in between 1 minute. 1 minute. Some problem. Okay, it's still live. I'm sorry. Okay, good. So let a method called as append method, right? So let me tell you what this method does. Append method helps you to add a value at the end. Add a value at the end. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me try to print this. So when I say 1, 2, 3, 4, getting appended to my already existing list. Can you see that? Right? Can you see that? My data, whatever I give here, it's getting appended at the end of it. Right? Whatever data you give, that will get appended, always added at the end. Okay, good. So that is the use of append method. Append method will not go and insert in between somewhere like that, nothing. It will append the value at the end always. Right? Always at the end. Now we have one more method called as if at all you want to get input, yes, we can also do that. Let me give you that as well as an example. So if I want to get input, I'll say input. So input method can be used inside an appropriate method whenever it is required. So this input function is used inside append method. Yes, it is possible, we can do it. What it does, it will ask you for some input. Let me say 3, 4, 5. You can see 3, 4, 5 is getting added as a string. Why? Because I've just given input. I didn't typecast it. So if I want to typecast, I'll say int of. So when I say int of, what happened? One parenthesis missing. Right? So you can see that 5, 4, 3, 2 is added at the end as an integer, right? So whatever data you want to add, as per the requirement, you can add it. You with me, guys? Okay, good. So this is append method. The next line is clear method. Okay, I'll take the same example, my list, and let me say clear. So clear method helps me in clearing the entire data that is present inside my list. It means that it will not go and release the entire, it will not delete the list. The list will be there, an empty list will be there, but my data inside the list will get deleted, right? You can see that, right? So it prints an empty list. When I clear, my data inside the list will get cleared, but my list will still be there as an empty list. Okay, will still be there as an empty list. This is the second method, that is clear. Okay, So let me give you one more example. I'll say my list and say new list. And if I want to store the content of this my list inside new list, I'll just say my list assign new list. And let me try to print both and let us see what happens. So you have two datas, right? And if I want to see the ID of it, let me show you. ID of my list. I believe you know what is ID as of now, because from yesterday I'm talking about ID. So you can see you'll be surprised to see your ID of both the data, both the list is same. The ID of both the list is same. So when my ID is same and I try to modify my new list, I'll say new list of 3. Let me store it with data, some new data, right? When I run this, and let me remove the ID. When I run this, you can see, even though I am changing only the data in new list, I am changing only the value of new list, but it is also changing my list. This is a bigger problem. This is a bigger problem in Python, right? When the data are very small and if you are trying to store it with an assignment operator, both will have the same ID. Both will have the same ID, right? If I don't want this to happen, but I want to store my data. I want to store my data, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want, if I change one, it should not change the other, right? What should I do for that? For that, we'll be using a method called as copy. What is that? I'll be using a method called as copy. So here I'll say new list dot my list dot copy. When I do this, a new list will be created with a separate ID. It will not be there in the same place. Right? When I do it, you can see my list is not changed, but it is changing only the new list. And if I want this to happen, if I want my data to be safe, I don't want other person to change if I initialize it to him, I'll be going for copy rather than initializing the list to or an object to another object, right? So if I want, if instead of storing an object to another object, storing my list to another list, I'll be using copy method. Okay, this is the third method that we are seeing, right? Copy method. You got it, guys? Okay, fine. So let us see one more method. That method is called as extend method. That method is called as extend method. Before to that, I'll tell you with the help of append, and then I'll tell you what with the help of extend. Okay. So let me take the same example. Let me say new list with some values, right? Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4. These are my values in new list, right? So if I want to add my data, right? So which method we use to add, right? Which method we will be using to add my data to another data, right? Leica, please check your audio. I think others can hear. Please check your audio. Please increase your audio. If at all not able to hear, use earphone. That will sound good. Okay. Yes, I know. Good. So what I was talking about. Samral Bhaskar. Once again, sir, means once again on what? So you please make your questions proper. Then only I can answer. You just say once again. I cannot understand what is once again. Okay. I'll take care of that later. But now, if I want to add any data to a list, as of now, what we have seen, what method we have seen to add a data to a list? We have seen an append method, right? So when I want to append my data, let me say my list dot append of new list. Now what I'm doing here, I'm trying to add this list or append this list to, yes, you're right, append, yes, to append this list to my list, which is already present, right? So when I say new list, right, my new list data will go and get appended to my list, and what will be my output? You will see something surprised. What happened? My new list, it is getting appended as a list itself, right? This is getting appended as list itself. Oh my god. So what should I do? I want my data to be stored not as a list itself, because append method helps you to store whatever it is as it is. What it is, new list is a list, so it will get stored as a list itself. This is called as nested list. I'll explain you in a while. I'll explain you what is what nested list. Okay. Now here, but I don't want this to happen. I want my values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to be stored as it is inside my list. So what should I do for that? I don't want a list to get stored. I want only the value to get stored. I'll be using a method called as extend. This is another method, new method that I'm telling you, extend. Right. So when I use extend method, you can see the difference. When I use append, this 1, 2, 3, 4 is getting stored as a list itself. But when I say extend, it is getting stored as values. Instead of storing it as a list, instead of appending it as a list, it is getting stored as a value, right? So this is a next method that I want to explain you, that is extend. Okay, you with me, guys? Okay, good. So next method that I'm going to explain you is index. Let me give this. Let me try to print index. Right. So index of 56. What this function is going to do? This function is going to explain me, right? This method is going to return me the index position of the value, right? Of the value 56. 1 minute. I will take this out. So it is printing the index position of 56. What is the index position of 56? 0, 1, 2, right? So index position, if I want to know the index position of any value, right? If I want to know the index position of any value, I'll be giving that value there inside the method called as index, right? There is a difference between method and function in Python. So please be careful. When I say about print, I'll be saying function. Input is a function, print is a function, but here index, extend, append, all these are methods because this is associated with an object. What object? My list object. So this is associated with the list object. That's the reason why we call this. If any method is associated with an object, we call it as method. Okay. Good guys, good. So this is index. Now one more method. I hope you understood index. Next, let me tell you print, right? So pop method, right? One more method is called as pop. So this pop method takes, excuse me guys, I'm sorry, there's some interruption, I'm sorry. What I was talking about? I was talking about pop. Yes, I was talking about pop. Let me say print right, and then here in pop method, right, 1 minute, this person is calling me again and again. 1 minute, just hold on guys. Sorry for a small break. 1 minute, I'll come in a minute. Sorry for the interruption guys. Okay, pop method, yes. So pop method, I was getting continuously call. I just said someone to pick the call, right? I'm continuously getting call. Okay, what I was talking, pop method, yes. So pop method, I'll be giving the position, right? If I want to take a value from a particular position, right? For example, 5, right? So when I say I want to pop the value from the position 5 or position 4, let me tell you, 1 minute. Let me take this and print it here so that we can understand, right? And then print it again. Now here you can see, right, when I say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, the fourth value is popped out, right? And if you want, I can also give 2, right? When I give 2, it says that 0, 1, 2, right? The value at the position 2 is popped out and we are getting a new list, right? So chosen position will be removed, right? I want to choose a position. From that position, if I want to remove, yes, I can do that, right? So that is what pop method is. And we have one more method called as remove method. We have one more method called as remove method. I hope you understood pop method. And next we are going to see remove. The difference between remove method and pop method is that remove method I'll be providing the value, but whereas pop method I'll be providing the location or the position, right? So that is the difference between remove and pop. You check, Syed. You give and check. Okay, don't ask me this question. If at all you want to check something, you give and check. Okay. Okay. So if when I say remove 34, it will go and remove the value. So the difference between pop method and remove method, both will remove the value, right? Both will remove the value. But pop method helps you in popping out a value from a position, particular position. But wherein remove method helps me to remove a value from a position. You with me, guys? Remove method helps me to remove a value, right? Remove a value, directly I'm giving a value, right? Let me give you. So you can see 34 is removed. You with me? Understood? Okay, hope you got it, right? So this is how I remove a value, right? And next method that I'm going to explain you is insert method, right? Insert. So this insert method helps me to insert a value at a particular location, right? So let me say my list dot insert, and I'll give the position, right? So let me say 2 comma 94. So the value 94 will be inserted at the location 2, right? The value will be inserted at the location 2. You can see 0, 1, 2. At the location 2, 94 is inserted, right? So insert method helps me to insert a value at particular location, right? So this is the difference between an append and an insert, right? Many people get confused with append and insert. Append always adds the value at the last, but insert helps you to insert a value in between, right? Pop, okay, remove, insert, okay, sort. There is one more method called a sort. The sort method helps me to sort the data, right? So this helps me to sort the data. The sort method helps me to sort the data. Whatever data is there, it will sort and then store it in the same value, right? Since it is already in sorted way, let me give a different value. Okay, let me give a value. So this is my current initialized value, that is 121, 314, 156, 78 and 90. But when I say sort method goes and sorts my list. It will sort in the list itself, right? It will not sort it in a different variable. It will go and sort in the list itself, right? My entire list it will get sorted, right? So when I say my list, it will give a sorted list only. Your data will get sorted pakka without any problem, right? But like this helps you to sort only in ascending order. But if I want my data to be sorted in descending order, what should you do? To sort your data in descending order, I have an attribute in sort method that's called as reverse. Right? And I'll make it as true. So when I say reverse true, it will sort your data in the reverse order. That is descending order. You can see 314, 156, 121, 90 and 78, right? So your data is getting sorted in the descending order, right? Reverse means it is not reversing the value, rather it is sorting the data in descending order. People may ask question, will it sort string? Yes, it will sort string, right? Let me take this example and I'll sort you, right? Because I just want to give that example as well. Nothing wrong in having that doubt. Yes, it will sort string. Let me take this. Name list. Right. So let me take this out for some time. Let us check whether it is getting sorted. The data is getting sorted. Yes, the data is getting sorted in alphabetical order. If I want my data to be sorted in reverse alphabetical order, very simple. What do you need to do? I know that I don't have to explain you are very smart in that, but let me tell you, right? Your data is getting sorted in the reverse alphabetical order. Okay, you with me, guys? Hope you got it. Okay, if you have any doubts in this, we'll clarify it in another few minutes, because I'm going to almost complete this what list topic, right? In a few minutes I'll be completing the list topic, and then I'll take your questions. Okay. And one more question, in my previous session some person asked me, I want to explain that as well, right? Some person asked me, is it possible to start combination of data if I have a combi data? Let me say combi list. So if I have a combination of data, what do you think? Will it get sorted or not? I want your answers. I want just people to key in yes or no. I'll just give you a few minutes. In that, I'll have a cup of water, right? I just want you to just type whether is it possible to sort a combination of data with strings and numbers together. Just give an yes or no. Oh, since I said everything is possible in Python, people started giving yes. Oh my god. Okay. Guys, it is not possible. It is not possible to sort combination of integer and strings together, because how will on what basis that I am going to sort an integer and a string? If I have only integer, yes, I can sort it. If I have only a string, yes, I can sort it. But when I have a combination, on what basis that I can sort? I cannot compare a string to an integer. That is not possible. If I want to sort it, I can sort it only when I have a same type of data. When I say string to be compared with a integer to check whether it is lesser or greater, that is not possible, right? Good, good. Okay. Someone is keep on asking me, Deep, you're asking for regular expression. I will teach when I talk about advanced topics, not here in this basics. In this basics, you will never get regular expression. If at all you want to learn what is regular expression, it is there in my playlist. I think I have not given a playlist also. Yes, no, I have not done playlist on regular expression yet. I am yet to find time for that. Okay, so regular expression will not be done now. Regular expression will be done as a what? Advanced topic, not now. Okay. Fine. So that is not possible for your information. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll say com combi. Sorry. It will throw you error, right? You can see it will throw you error. So it is a less than not supported, because it is checking for less than values. A normal sorting technique, it will check whether the value is less. If the value is less, I'll just swap the values. The same technique will not work if with string and integer. Okay, Gavin, you want to do that? No problem. We'll do that. We'll do that, Gavin. I'll do that for you. Don't worry. Where is that? I'll take this as an example. I'll take this. That's a good question. So I just want to answer that question for Gavin. So Gavin asked me whether it is possible to sort a float and an integer, right? What I said before, sorting number is different from sorting string, and it is entirely different from sorting a number and string together. Number is always a number, whether it is a floating point or an integer or anything, number is always a number. So you can sort 7.8 is obviously less than 90. It is possible, right? Okay, good. But combination of string and integer is not possible. Okay, string and number is not possible. Good, good. So I just want to tell you one last thing about. I think I've done all functions. I think there is no functions left out. Sorry, no methods left out. And one important thing that I want to tell you is delete, right? There is a method, there is a keyword called as delete. So let's say del, and I say my list of 3. So when I say del my list of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. 78 will be deleted. Can you see that? So I am giving an index position and the del keyword will go and delete the particular value at that particular index. Okay? You with me, guys? You have any doubt here? Okay, fine. So, and if I want to delete the entire list, if I want to delete the entire list, I'll just say simply delete my list. And if I try to print this, it will throw you error because my list is completely deleted. That is, my list itself is completely deleted. It will not be there anymore. Okay, it will not be there anymore. You can see that it is saying name my list is not defined. You're with me, guys? My list is not defined. Okay, I know that people will ask me, Ramasri, difference between delete and pop, it is almost same. Delete and pop takes a position and deletes it, but delete keyword doesn't return anything. Pop method returns the deleted value, right? So when I say pop of 3, it will print what is there at the third position. But when I say del, it only deletes, it doesn't do anything else. Okay? You said only methods, sir. Yes, there are functions as well. I'm going to tell you about the functions. I've said about 11 methods now. No, I said 11 methods. I know that. Oh, I think I missed count, right? Count and list. Yes. I missed one important method called as count. Okay. Reverse. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I forgot two things. You're right. Quality. Yes. Thank you for reminding, guys. Thank you for reminding. I think I've given only 9 methods. Right. I'm going to tell you about the 2 other methods. Right. I'm sorry about that. I missed it. Thank you for reminding. I'll say print. I'll say print my list dot reverse. There is a method called as reverse. I'm sorry. So this method helps me in reversing the data. Nothing. It doesn't sort. It will never sort. Don't confuse whether it is sorting or not. It is not sorting, right? It is not sorting. It just only reverses the value, right? It just only reverses the value. Okay. And then one more method that is called as count. Let me explain you. This is the 10th and 11th. This is the 11th method. Okay. So let me say print my list dot count. So this count method helps me to count the number of occurrence of a particular value, right? Number of occurrence of a particular value. That is 3. 1, 2, 3. 121. How many times it occurred? 3 times. Okay. So total 11 methods over. Good. Thank you for is there any method called as push? If you want, you can write Karthik. You are most welcome because Python welcomes with open hands. Anyone can write their own methods. Okay. You can write your own method called as push. As of now, it is not there. We use append for doing that push operation. If you want push, yes, you can write. Okay. Sir, I am getting the list still. I don't understand what question is that. You with me? Okay. So let us start the functions that are available in Python. Sorry, a list. So this is common for almost all methods. Sorry, all. I'm sorry. So you have few functions. These functions are common, right? These functions are common across your collection data type, right? So methods, whatever I said, it is specific to that particular list. These methods are only for list. We don't have anything else. Only for list. But functions are common for everything, right? Let me tell you what are those. I'll keep that. Okay, I'll say 1. We have min, max, sum, len. One more thing is there, sorted. Right. So totally 5 methods, 5 functions we have, right? So this is not associated with the object, rather it takes objects as argument, right? So these functions are available across all the collection data types. Let us see one by one, right? Okay, fine. So let me take an example and let me say it's very simple. I'll go fast. Print min of my list. It will print the minimum value in the list. Very simple. It will print which is find the minimum value in the list and it will print. And if I say max, it will print the maximum value in the list. I hope you will not ask doubt in this. Okay. And if I want to find the sum of the entire list, I'll say sum of my list. It will print the total value which is present inside my list. Right? You with me, guys? Okay. And then what else? We have method called this, function called this len. So this len function finds the length of any object, right? So when I say len, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So totally 5 values are there. Can you see that? Okay, good. And one more thing, that is finally sorted. So the sorted function takes the value, sort it and print it out. It will never change the value which is already there. The difference between sort method and sort function. Sort function will not go and modify the data present inside my list, right? Whereas sort method will do that. Sorted method will not do that. Sorted will just return the value. If you want, you can store it in a new list. Okay. So sorted method will not go and modify the data. It will just sort it and return it back. You with me, guys? These are the functions that are available in list. Okay. I'm done with list and I'm going to start tuple, right? If you have any doubts in list, do let me know. I'll give 5 minutes for you, right? So we are going to start a new collection data type called as tuple, right? So before do that, if you have any doubt in list, you can ask. And meanwhile, people those who are watching without subscribing to my channel, please go and subscribe it. Okay. So if at all you have not subscribed yet, if you have missed subscribing it, please go and subscribe to my channel. That will help you in seeing my future videos and you will get notification about all my future live sessions or webinar that I am going to do, right? So you don't have to ask me again and again. Okay, I'll do that sort. Mohammed asked me to explain the difference between sort and sorted. AVG. Okay, the difference between sort and sorted. Sort is a method that is associated only with list, right? Sorted is a function which is available for all other things. Wherein sort method, when I say sort method, it will go and modify the data. But wherein sorted will not go and modify the data. Wherein it will take the data, change it and print it and return it. That's all. It will not go and modify. Like I'll try to print it. Let me show you, right? I'll say when I say my list, you can see my list is still the same. Nothing happened to my list. Nothing happened to my list. It still holds the same value. Okay. Let's move on. It's clear difference between sort and sorted. I've explained. Okay. You have any doubts, guys? I'll just wait for 1 more minute. If at all you have any doubts. Okay, fine. You're okay with that, Mohammed? Okay, good. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for doing that. Okay, no doubts. I think we can proceed further, right? People, those who want to drink, have a cup of water. We'll proceed further. How to get output in Jupyter Notebook? Just press Shift Enter, Madhuri. You press Shift Enter, you will be getting the output. Okay, that will run the code and give you the output. Okay. Do we have any function or method for searching? Searching what? That's what index, right? Index will give you the position of it. Okay. Index will give the position of the value. Number of elements, that is len function. Vamsi, I've used len function, right? Len function gives the number of elements. Okay. Thank you, Tanupriya. Yes, Yashwat, it is possible to sort in descending order. I showed you, right? Sort and reverse equal to true. Hope you missed it. If not, I'll just put my screen there. Can you see that? This reverse, if I use this, it will start in descending order. Good. I forgot that. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, Sai Soumya. Thank you for reminding that. Okay, sir, in copy method, I am getting error as list object has no attribute copy. It is there. Bikasha, it is there. I showed you, right? Copy method. Where is that? Copy method. Yeah, it's here. You need to give the list name dot copy method and store it in a new list. This is how you need to give. Search equal to find. All clear, sir. Thank you. Okay, all clear, sir. Will provide notes. Yes, I'll provide notes at the end of the session. Tonight I'll be sharing the link details. Okay. Method and function. Okay, Sindhil asked me what is the difference between method and a function. So when I say method, that method will be associated with an object. You can see object dot the method, right? And when I say function, it is not associated with anything. It will take some value. You can see that. You can see min. I'm not calling this min function. It is a standalone function, right? So standalone function is called as function, and a function which is associated with a class or an object is called as method. Okay. No, delete and remove are not same. Remove, I'll be giving the value, but delete, I'll be giving the position. Vaishnavi? Okay. Yes, we can do. Yes, Akhil, we can do that. I can slice and store it in a new list. It's possible. By default, reverse is false. Naganathan, by default, reverse is false. I don't have to give there. Okay, fine. So let us proceed further. I forgot to talk about list within list, right? So let me give that. I'll say my list, then I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll create one more list. Let it be 67, 89, 90, and then I'll give 5, 6, 7. Now you can see I've created a list within another list. This is called as nested list. Okay, this is called as nested list. I'll say print my list. So when I say print my list of 4, what will print? You can see that it is printing the list itself. I'll tell you why. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 0th position. 1, 2, 3, and this entire thing is 4. Can you see that? The entire thing is 4. You with me? The entire thing is 4. Number 4th position, right? And then when I say 5, it will print 5. That's okay. But when I say 4, what it prints? It prints the list which is present inside my list, entire list. But if I want to access 67, 89, and 90, how will I access? That is what I'm going to tell, right? Yes, I've already said about list within list, but I didn't say how to access it. That's the reason I'm doing it now. Just a quick work, right? And if I want to access 89, when I say 4, the entire list, list is 4. And if I want to access 89, I'll give 1. So 4 is a list, and at that position I'm taking 89. Can I give negative indexing here? Yes, it is possible. I'll tell you how. Let me give it here, right? So if I say -2, what it will print? 4 means this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and the entire thing is 4. From here, if I say -2, this is -1, this is -2. It will print 89. You with me, guys? No, Tanupriya. String is not mute. String is immutable, Tanupriya. String is immutable. You cannot change. Now let me. Bikasha, you have to tell me what is that exactly, because I didn't see your system. Okay, so I have to, without seeing that I cannot comment on it. I'm unable to understand your question. So if you can just copy and paste your question, I can explain you that. Okay, good. So hope you understood that. This is how I access a list within list. Okay, so let's go for tuple. Now here tuple is immutable. It means that once the data is stored, it is always there, right? It will be always there. You cannot change it, right? You cannot change, you cannot modify anything to it. It is fixed. Now how will I create a tuple? For creating a list, I'll be using bracket, but here for creating a tuple, I'll be using parenthesis. So this is my empty tuple. This is my empty tuple that I don't have anything inside. It's an empty tuple, and this has very minimal functions. Sorry, minimal methods. I don't have much method. More number of methods here. I have only two methods associated with tuple. Right? I have only two methods. Right? I'm going to explain you those two methods in a while. Okay. When I am sitting simply since morning, no one will call me. Now see, I am getting calls continuously. I don't know why. Okay, fine. Right? Okay, let me start. I'll say my top, and then I'm going to create some data 12, 34, 56, 78, and I'm sorry, and 89, and finally 90. Now these are my data which is present inside my tuple. And if I say print my top, it will print the data. And one more thing guys, my top is not a keyword. Okay, I want to clarify that my top, my list, all these things are not keyword. Nelson, I just started. You have to wait. You have to wait, Nelson. Don't be in a hurry. Why tuple? What is tuple? Why we are using tuple? Tuple is used in many places. You have to be patient till the end of my session for 6 days, because I'll be using tuple in many places. So be patient, wait, listen, so that you can understand. Don't ask me what is the difference between tuple, why I am using tuple, where I am using tuple. I am using tuple in many places. You have to wait for 6 days. All 6 days I'll be using tuple here and there somewhere. So please wait. Okay? Please wait. Okay, so when I say tuple, my data is immutable. How do I say my data is immutable? That is what I'm going to explain you, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Can I use indexing? Yes, indexing and slicing. Is it possible in tuple? Let us see. And slicing. Indexing and slicing in tuple. Do I have negative indexing, positive indexing? If positive indexing is there, yes, negative indexing should also be there. So when I say 56 and indexing, I have to use only bracket. Okay, indexing I have to use only bracket. I cannot use parenthesis here. Indexing must, you have to use only brackets. Okay, sorry. Okay, fine. So when I say indexing, that is how I do it. And negative indexing, I can say -4. Right? I think I don't have to explain this, because this all these things I've explained just before, right? Negative indexing. If I want, I'll give 3, right? So negative indexing. Okay, good. So when I say slicing, is it possible to do slicing? Yes, it is possible. Let me tell you how. If I want to slice some data and show you 3:5 78 and 89, you can see the data will get stored in parentheses. You with me guys? Okay, so this is how you do slicing. Whatever you do in there, the slicing, indexing, all these things are possible in your tuple as well. But one thing is not possible. What is that? That is what I'm going to explain you, right? So one thing which is not possible is your modifying the data is not possible, right? So let me take this out, and then let me give 2 and try to modify the data at the position 2, right? And then I'll try to print. Now it will throw me error because tuple object does not support item assignment. It means that I cannot modify, I cannot modify my data once it is initialized. Once done is done, I cannot do anything extra. You're with me guys? But what I can do is that I can delete delete a tuple. Now, is it possible to delete a particular value in a tuple? That also I'll tell you. I'll say del mytup, or let me say third position. Let me try to delete. It will throw you error because as I said, modifying is not possible. I can also not delete a particular value, but I can delete the entire tuple. How will I do it? I can delete an entire tuple, but I cannot delete a particular value. A particular value deletion is not possible, right? I can do this. Deleting the entire tuple is possible, but I cannot go and do it. Oh, you want to do that, Tanu? I'll do it for you. That's a good question. That's a good thought. Nothing wrong in that. Got it? Yes, doubt clear? It is possible. It is possible. Okay, so whatever we did with slicing, indexing, everything is possible here. One thing we cannot do is we cannot modify the data. Okay, and apart from that, we have all these 5 functions which is available. As I said already, it is available across all collection data type. That is also available here in my tuple as well, right? So I don't think so I have to explain that because that is self-explanatory. I'm just skipping that as of now. I'm just giving you the topics alone. Okay. Possible? Yes, it is possible. And what are the methods that are available that I'm going to tell you now, right? These functions are possible. How we did with list, the same way we can do it here, right? So no change, so that I'm not explaining that. Okay. I'll say methods. There are few methods that are available. Let us see one by one. Sorry, there are only 2 methods. There are only 2 methods that are available. I'll say prints mytup dot index. Oh my god. Index of 56. It will throw you the index position of 56. Okay. And one more method that is available in your tuple is count of, let me say, 78. So 78 occurred only once. If at all 78 occurred one more time, it will say 2. Okay, these are the only 2 methods that are available in tuple. What is that? Index and count. You with me, guys? Only 2 methods that are available. One is index, another one is count. Okay. What is that? You go and check it, Arpana. Arpan Rana, you can check it and then let me know the answer. Okay. Because everyone knows that. So I don't think so I have to explain you all these things: min, max, sum, len and sorted. So I'll explain sorted alone because that is something different. Min, max, len, all these things you should be knowing. Sorted alone, it is something different from what we've seen in list. Okay. So let me take a value, and as I said already, I cannot modify my list. So when I say I cannot modify list, and if I want to sort my data, yes, it is possible, but with the help of sorted function. So because sorted function doesn't change or modify the value, right? Sorted function doesn't modify the value which is present inside my tuple, but it sorts it. It sorts and returns the value, right? It will take the value, sort it, and then return it, right? So it will return the value. You can see, you will be surprised to see, you can see what is this value, what is the type of this value, what you can see here. It is sorted, but what is the type of the value? Can you type fast? What is the type of the value? One more time, how reversing is working. Which reversing, Vamsi Krishna? I don't understand what question you are asking. Which reversing you are asking, I don't understand. Please tell me. Okay. Sorted. I am explaining that. Sort is different from sorted. Yes, yes. Yes, sort is different from sorted, Sindhil Kumar. Yeah, it is list, Ravi Shankar. Very good. It is sorted. It will sort the value and then give you a list. It is giving a list because it cannot be a tuple, because tuple cannot be modified. That's the reason why it is taking the value right here and then sorting it, returning it as a list. If you want, you can store it in a list also. I'll put it here. I'll say my list, assign, and then I'll say print, my list, right? So sorted method sorts the data, take the data from the tuple, sorts it and returns it as a list. Good, good, good. Harsha, difference between sort and sorted. Sort is a method, sorted is a function. Sort method is there in list, it is not there in tuple. Sort method goes and sorts the data in the same list, but sorted will take the value, sorts it and returns it back. Okay, fine. So let us proceed further. So as of now, tuple is over. Tuple has many uses. Tuple is used in many places that you will come to know as the class proceeds further, right? So every day you will be learning something. Wherever you see, wherever tuple is used, I'll explain here tuple is used. Don't worry about it. Tuple is used in many places that I'll explain to you. Don't worry. Okay, I want everyone to listen carefully. In forthcoming sessions, tuple will be explained to you in detail, right? Where and all tuple is used. In those places, I'll be explaining you where and all tuple is used. Okay, let us go ahead and see the next collection data type, that is set. A very important collection data type, that is set. Right? As of now, I believe that you don't have any doubts in tuple. Tuple is immutable. Yes, Ashok, you're right. So let us go ahead and see set. Now set has some feature. Set is a collection data type that will store only unique values. I repeat, set will store only unique values. If at all you are trying to give repeated values, that will be discarded and ignored. It will not be there. Set will store only unique values. It will not store a duplicate value. And one more thing, set is an unordered collection of data. As of now, we have seen list and tuple both are ordered collection of data. What do you mean by ordered collection of data? Whatever data you give, it will be stored in the same order or in the same format you give. But set will not store the data in the order that you give. It will store the data in its own order. That is the reason why set is called as unordered collection of data. Okay, set is called as unordered collection of data. Good. Tanupriya, I cannot understand your question. Can you repeat? No, that if you want to do that, then you need to iterate through the value given. You have to iterate through the value and then print it, right? If you say print list, it will print with bracket or parenthesis. That is by default. Okay. Vamsi, I'll explain you at the last. Okay, because that has been explained yesterday itself. Don't worry, I'll explain you at the last. Remind me. Okay. Good. So let me take some example. I'll say my set assign. Let me give some value. Okay, now let me try to print. So when I say my set, I am giving, you can see I am giving braces. This is called as braces. Guys, don't confuse. Don't confuse. Yes, it is possible, Tanu. That is also a tuple. That is possible. Okay. Now what I was talking about? Now set what? For list you will be using bracket. For tuple you will be using parenthesis. For set you will be using braces. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me give you like this. You with me? 2, 2, 3, 4. Can you see 2, 2, 3, 4 came first? Where it was? It was here. It came to the front. And 2, 3, 4 here. 9, 7, 8. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. And this 2, 3, 4 repeated twice, so it came only once. Came only once. You with me? Brackets, braces. Okay, yeah. So this is the value. This is how the data will get stored. It will not be stored in an order. In which order you give, that will not be stored in the same order. So I want to give you one more information that, right? One more information that it doesn't support indexing and slicing, right? Indexing and slicing is not possible because your data is not stored in an order. So since it is not stored in an order, there is no index for that. So when I say indexing and slicing is not possible, right? Indexing and slicing not possible in set. Right? Indexing and slicing is not possible. You have to check with that. Okay. Someone saying it is possible. No, it is. If you want, you can check. It is not possible in set. Okay. You have to wait, guy. Who is that? Pradhan. Like I'm just starting and I'm saying what is set, and you're saying what is the use of set? Why don't you people wait? Why are you people in a hurry before completing anything, before starting something, and you're asking what is the use of it? How will I use it? I have to start, man. I have to start. I've just started it. Let me complete. Wait for some time. Can you explain set again? I have not yet started anything. Okay. So set is an unordered. I'll repeat again. People those who didn't listen, please listen to it. Set is an unordered collection of data. It doesn't allow duplication. That's all I want to say about set. And since it is unordered and it is not in the same fashion, it will not allow you to access the data with the help of indexing and slicing. Okay. Fine, let us proceed further. There are a few methods that I want to discuss with set. I'm not this because we don't have time for that. So let me explain you very few methods which are very important in set. Right, that alone I'm going to explain you. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you, like if I want to add some data to my set, to my already existing set, if I want to add a data, right? If I want to add a data, I'll say my set dot add. I have a method called as. I'm going to explain you the methods that are available in set. Methods that are available in set, that is add method. Add method helps me to add a value, right? So add method helps me to add a value. It don't think that it will always store at the first. It can store the value at any position as it is unordered. Okay, as it is unordered, it will store the value at any position. It will go and add somewhere as per its wish, right? As per its wish, it will go and store the data. And next method that I'm going to explain you is remove method, right? So this remove method helps me to remove a value from a list, right? So remove method helps me to remove a value from a list. I'll say print and I'll say my set dot remove okay, remove of 234. So when I say remove of 234, now what it does, this will remove a value from a set, right? This will remove a value from a set wherever it is, doesn't matter, right? It will just go and remove the value. So let me say remove, it returns none, right? Remove always return, and then it will print the value after removing that particular value, right? After removing, let me do one thing, right? Let me print it first, and then I'll say, so that you can understand what's happening, my set. Let me do this. So this is my actual set, you can see here, right? And when I say remove of 34 and prints the value which is remaining, the remaining value will be printed, right? So this is remove method. Now one more thing about remove method is that if I try to remove a value which is not present, right? I'm trying to remove a value which is not present, 2341. What it throws? If I try to remove a value which is not present, it will throw me an error, right? It will throw an error. That error is called as key error. It will try to find the value. If the value is not present, simply it will throw an error, right? But if you feel that I don't want an error, even though if I want to remove a value which is not there, I'll be using a method called as discard. Now this discard method does nothing. If the value is not present, it will just remove the value and does nothing. If the value is present, it will remove it. If the value is not present, it will not throw any error. That is the difference between remove and discard, right? I know people will ask me again, what is remove and discard? I want everyone to listen carefully. Remove method helps me to remove a value from a function, a value from a set if the value is present. If the value is not present, it will throw me an error. Wherein discard method will remove a value or from a list, sorry, from a set if the value is present, and does nothing. It will not throw any error if the value is not present. You with me, guys? Yes, Yashwat, it is to add a value, right? So discard method we have seen, remove, discard, uh, what method we have seen, add, right? So let me give you one more method, that is pop. Now what is pop method here? When you can ask me like, sir, when we have remove and discard, why do we require pop? So pop method will pop a value and then return the value, right? So pop and it will return the value. So it will pop the value. Which value is getting popped? The first value it is getting popped, and it will return the value. Popped value will be returned, right? So the difference between discard and remove, you know, right? Discard and remove, you will be giving the value, but pop, I'll not give anything. Just pop. It will go and pop the first value. Okay. And one more method is there, that is clear method, right? So clear method, as you know, that clear method just clears the value, right? Clears all the value from the set, and you can see that it is printing set off, right? I want everyone to listen here. Just listen to me, it's very important, right? Usually when I say there is an empty list, it will print bracket. If it is an empty set, sorry, tuple, it will print parenthesis, right? But when I say empty set, it will say only like this. It will not say like this, because this is something different. This is something different. I'll tell you what is that later. But as of now, this is empty list, this is empty tuple, and this is empty set. This is empty dictionary. I'll tell you what is empty dictionary. Okay. Yes, yes, Harsha. Pop means deleting a value, right? Removing a value. You're right. Now it's giving tuple. What is giving tuple? Tanupriya, I don't understand. Okay, something there. I think there is some conversation there. Anyway, I didn't check that. Okay, it is better to use discard method. Yes, yes, Shahil. It is better always to use discard method rather than using remove method. Okay, it is better to use discard method rather than using remove method. Okay. So apart from these methods, we have some methods that help us to do some standard mathematical operations. That is what I'm going to explain you, right? I'm going to explain you about the standard mathematical operations that helps me to do some mathematical operations on my value, right? So I want everyone to listen to this. This is very important. No, Shaikh, pop and remove are not same. I think you didn't listen. You just go through it later. Pop and remove are not same. Okay, so let us see those mathematical operations that we can do. That is like union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference. Four major mathematical operations. Some that we used in our your schooling and all, you would have used, right? Union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, that we can do it here as well. Well, let me try to give one more example for that. Let me say SCI science group, and then say arts group. I want everyone to listen here. This little bit important, because this does some mathematical calculation that may help you in doing some calculations. Okay. I'll explain you, don't worry. Srikant, I'll explain you what is the difference between method and functions. Don't worry, at the last. Okay. So let me take some input here. Let me say physics, chemistry, math, and then I'll say CS for computer science. Okay. I don't want to type and waste my time. So let me say CS for computer science. Okay. And then for arts group, let me take economics, commerce, what I'll say, accounts, and then computer science. Now common for these two, right? Which group is common for these two? That is, computer science is common in both arts and science group, right? So in that school, they have computer science in both arts and science group, right? There are two groups in a school. One is science group, another one is arts group. So science group has physics, chemistry, maths, and computer science. And arts group has economics, commerce, accounts, and computer science. Okay. Now let me say print science group dot union of arts group. So when I say union, let us see what is the result we are getting. We'll get a result of all the datas, but it will print only unique values. Duplicate values will be discarded, right? So when I take values, CS means computer science, man. Oh my god. I thought like of why should I type this much, and then I gave CS. Like people asking what is CS, I'll give comsci. Comsci means computer science, and don't ask me what is comsci, what is PHY. PHY means physics, chemistry. I don't think so. Like I have to explain that. Okay, fine. So when I say union, it will take all both the groups and find all the values which are present, discard the duplicate thing, and print only the common thing. What are the common? What are the things that is unique? Physics, chemistry, maths, computer science, economics, commerce, and accounts. Computer science will not be printed twice. That is the use of union method. Okay, union method combines everything. Yes, it combines both and gives you unique values. Okay. Yes, yes, you can use Tanupriya. So let me tell you intersection. So intersection method will give you common values in both, which is common in both the group. Computer science. Computer science is common in both the groups, so it'll give you intersection will give you only the common values, the intersecting value, right? What is the intersecting value that can be given here? Okay. And then next is difference method. I want everyone to listen to difference method, right? There is a trick in difference method that you need to know, right? So when I say science group, difference arts group. So what is different in science group which is not present in arts group, right? It will print the data which is not present in the arts group, which is not present in the arts group, only physics, chemistry, and maths. Since computer science is present in the arts group also, it will not print that, right? And if I want to do a vice versa, I can do that as well. I'll say arts group here and science group here, and when I try to do that, it will try to print all the values which is present in arts group and which is not there in science group. Okay, I just want you to just look into this for 1 minute or a few seconds. I'll do this. Okay, hope you're with me, guys, right? Okay, and final thing is symmetric difference. Right, so symmetric difference will give the different things in both, right? It will remove of the computer science because computer science is common in both. So I just want to find out only the different values which is not present and on the common values, right? Discarding the common values, it will print everything. That is what symmetric difference is. Okay. You can do in both way. When I give arts group the difference of, and it is not both are same. Both are correct. You can do both are correct, but gives the difference value. You can see that science group difference of art group and art group difference of science group is giving different values. You can see that. Check that. Both are not same. Both are correct, but both are not same. Both are different. Got it, guys? That's it with set. Right? Let us see dictionary. I hope you don't have any. Again, symmetric difference. Nothing like when I say symmetric difference, it will take the values from both science and arts group, discarding the common thing. Which is common thing? Computer science is common. So it will discard the common thing and it will print you the which is uncommon things. It will print only the uncommon things and both the thing, right? Both the both the set. So if you have any doubts in set, do let me know, guys. I'll clarify that, and then we'll go for dictionary. Any doubts in set? I believe you don't have any doubts. Okay. Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Clear. Even just I heard one time. Got cleared. Pakka sir, thank you. Good, Rohit. Good, good. I'm back with all programming members. College learning. Thank you for your efforts. Definitely means a lot. Norin, I didn't understand anything. Okay. Sir, len command can be used in string also. Yes, yes, Tia. Len can be used in string also. Symmetric difference and union. Union will take all the values. Everything. Combination of both will give you union, but symmetric difference will discard the common thing. That is, computer science is discarded. But when I say union, computer science will also come. Okay. No doubt. Good, good, good. Okay. Let me give you the attendance link. Today's attendance link. I want everyone to fill it. I don't want anyone to give any excuse saying that I didn't fill, I forgot, it's not working. It'll be better if you stop typing anything, because people may miss the attendance link. I want everyone to give the attendance link. Okay. So people also are here present, I want everyone to give attendance, and don't share it with your friends. This is not for them. Oh my goodness. So when I say attendance link, this many people came. People just coming for giving attendance. Very bad, guys. Very, very bad. Moderators, please copy the attendance link, and if whenever possible, just paste it. I think that will be helpful for me. Only 450 people were listening, and 513 people came for giving attendance. Good. I don't know what you're going to do with the certificate without learning. Okay, Varshini, if our set or tuple have duplicate values, no, there is no problem with tuple. Tuple will take duplicate values. Who said tuple will not take duplicate values? Only set will discard duplicate values. Okay, tuple will take duplicate values. What is addition? There is nothing called as addition. There is something called as add. There is a method called as add method. Add method helps you to add a data. That's all. I can add a data to it. There is not addition. Oh, thank you, Rohit. You saw my Tamil version, but I stopped it. I feel that there is no audience for Tamil, so I stopped doing it. Anyway, I'll do it later. It is my still my playlist in my Tamil my Tamil playlist is incomplete. I am yet to do it. Sir, is getting inputs is set explicitly is Danush Raj. I am unable to understand your question. Can you repeat the question? I'll be happy to answer that. Registration link. Only once you are registered, that's enough, Ravi Shankar. If you are registered once, that every day it is not required to give registration. Oh, thank you, Rohit. How to input the batch of images? What do you mean by batch of images? Okay, storing images. That will handle. Like, don't worry. Parich Arora, handling images will be handled at the last day session. Okay, moderators, can you please give them the Telegram link, registration link, attendance link again, because people are missing it. I'll paste the attendance link now. Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Can someone like give the what people are asking for Telegram link? Please give that as well. That will be handled at the last day. Don't worry. Handling images will be handled at the last day. And that's okay. I forgot to modify it, man. Just leave it. That's not an issue. It would say day one attendance register. That's not an issue. I forgot to change it. That's all. If you want, I'll change it now. That's not an issue at all. It is just a typo. It is just a typo, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. It will say like your attendance is registered. Day one attendance is registered. Nothing to worry. It is just a typo error. I'll change it now. And I want people to learn properly, because at the last day I'll be keeping you a test. Okay, so people those who didn't attend will suffer there. People those who are just coming for attendance, I know what will happen to them. Okay, so people those who are just coming for attendance, giving and running away, you'll be having a check at the last day of the session. There will be a test. Okay, so I want everyone to listen carefully to every word what I am telling. Okay, the attendance link will be live for another few minutes, and after that I'll remove it. Okay, can we convert list to tuple, tuple to list? Everything is possible. Munisekar, is possible. Yes, it is possible. Converting a tuple to list is possible. If at all you want to modify it, yes, you can do it by converting it to list. No, Ashok, forget. Don't worry. Don't worry. It is just a typo, Ashok. Just a typing mistake. That's all. Can you please tell me how? Aurora, you want everything from me? We'll see. We'll see. No problem, Saravanan. You joined from today. No problem. No problem. If you have people those who have not joined yesterday, no problem. From today, it's from today's session only. It is important. Don't worry. And people those who want to join from tomorrow, you can ask your friends to join from tomorrow. Provided ask them to see day 1 and day 2 sessions, and they can join from tomorrow. No problem. Okay. Ask them to join from tomorrow. I'll just give a few more minutes, guys. Now it is 6:57. 7 o'clock I'll close the attendance. Okay, 7 o'clock I'll close the attendance, and people those who have doubts, please stay back in the group, stay back in the live. I'll be clearing your doubts if at all you have any. Okay, just wait for a few minutes. Let us check whether people or the others are like, let them fill it, right? I'll just wait for a few more minutes. Just wait for one more minute. Let me get the anti-attendance from people. Want to convert data engineer to data science role? Your session helps me a lot on footprints. Thank you, Niruban. Thank you. So my attendance is saying no problem. It will say day 1 because there was a typo error in that. Nothing wrong. Don't worry. Don't worry. Nothing will happen. Sorry. Explain us how remove Discord pop clears. Oh my god. Okay. 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 My set. Use my set. My set is keyboard. Are we going to see it today or dictionary? Ravi Shankar, I don't want to dump much. I know it's like people, it's already too much. We are going to cover dictionary only tomorrow, not today. I think it's like already too much of information has been given to you. I don't want to dump much. Okay. Yeah, I'm planning for it. I'll be giving the practice list. I need to find time for that, guys. I'm totally packed. I'll be giving you questions. Don't worry. Scenario based questions will be given. Even the batch 1 students are waiting for that. I'll be giving for them as well. You're welcome, Manoj. It's my pleasure to share knowledge, right? It's my pleasure to share knowledge. Robin Rohit. I think Rohit, by mistake, you sent something. Sir, your way of teaching is extraordinary. Thank you, Jafar. Okay. I couldn't view notes. Harini, like you should be having. Thank you, Ramu. Thank you. You should be installing Jupyter Notebook. If you don't install Jupyter Notebook, you cannot open it. I'll teach you how to open it. Don't worry. Now I'll be teaching you how to open the file which is already existing. No, Gavin, I have not done dictionary. Yes, it will be done tomorrow. Typecast the collection data type, that is list to tuple. Yes, it is possible. Just say list of the tuple value. That's all. It will typecast it. Difference between tuple, list and set. I think you came now, Sai. If you're coming now, I cannot answer that because you should be there from the beginning. You will never ask that question. Reva, you want everyday certificate, right? You come by 7 o'clock, give attendance, and you want certificate every day. That's not possible, right? For every day, no one will give certificate. Nalini Jayasri, today is my first class. Okay, no problem, no problem. No problem, Singaram Pillai, no problem. My set is keyboard. What is that? Giriraj, I cannot understand your question. After looking at the video, whom and when should ask doubt? You can ask me. You have to ask me only. Syed Fahad. Thank you, Ravi. Shekhar Reddy, like I don't know which organization is giving you everyday certificate. I don't think so. Like for every day, someone will give certificate. Like I don't think so. Is that a question, or you don't know? You're ignorant about it, or you're asking it wantedly? What kind of questions, man? I don't understand. People just come by 7 o'clock and ask for certificate, right? Simran, just make a note of it. Like who and all asking only for certificate coming at the last. We'll not give them certificate. Appreciate. Really appreciate. Yes, I have to give Ravi. I'll be giving at the end. Like I'm. Yes, Ashok. You don't have. If you don't have any doubt, guys, you can leave. Right? I'm closing the attendance, guys. I forgot to close by talking to you. I forgot to close the attendance. Okay, let me close it. Done. Fine. Like people ask me how to open it, right? So to open anything, you need to open your to open a file which is already existing, right? I just want you to listen to it carefully, right? To open an already existing, like you need to save your file somewhere, right? Whatever I gave, the file which I gave, you should have saved it. So you need to navigate through the folder where you have saved it. So I have saved my file in Python demo, and OS Python live session, that is where I have stored, and you can see that my day one right here, it's here. So when you should save your file first, right? You should save your file first, and after saving the file you need to navigate through it, right? So once you open your Jupyter notebook, this is how it will open. So after it opens, you need to go through the folder where you saved. Now after going to that folder, you need to say Python like wherever you saved it, and then you need to click that file. So once you click that file will be open. It is not that you cannot go and click it directly, you cannot open it directly. You need to open your Jupyter notebook, go to the folder where you saved it, from there you need to open it. Okay. For tomorrow I am planning for dictionary, control statements, conditional statements, and then loop. Okay, dictionary, conditional statements, and loops. So where you will be learning a lot of things: how to iterate through an object, how to iterate through list, how to iterate through, how to get input continuously. All these things you will be learning there. Okay. Yes, methods, union, difference, or methods. Syed, it is method, it is not function. It is there on my description which I have given in the day one, right? If you go to my day one video, and I have given the links in the description, how to download the application, everything is link is given in the description of the day one. Okay, fine guys. Okay, I think I'm done with it, guys. You have any, I believe you don't have any other doubts. If at all you have any doubts, we'll have it in the tomorrow's session, right? So thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much. Have a good day. என்ன 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 ரெக்யர்மெண்ட்டு? இல்லை நான் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டேன். சொல்லு. இந்த நம்பருக்கா? இந்த ஒரு நிமிஷம் லைன்ல இரு. ம் 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 இல்லை டிசைன் பேட்டர்ன்ஸ் எடுக்க முடியாது, தெரியாது. கோடிங் பெஸ்ட் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. டேட்டாபேஸ் ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் C++ வச்சு பண்ண முடியாது. இல்லை டேட்டாபேஸ் ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் C++ வச்சு எடுக்க முடியாது. ஓகே, டிசைன் பேட்டர்ன்ஸ் முடியாது. டிசைன் பேட்டர்ன்ஸ்